Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, Kenshan Crafts. If you're new to my channel, my name is Lau, and today we are going to be talking about the Pelikan Hub. Yes, so the Pelikan Hub just happened last weekend, or last Friday, September 27th, and it happened in many countries, in cities around the world. And so I'm just very happy and blessed to have a Pelikan Hub near my city. It was just a good 10-15 minute drive for me. So right after work, I was able to just go there. So today we're just going to talk about my experience. I have a few footages to share with you guys of the experience there and just what you can expect and what you can get at these Pelikan Hubs. Before we get to like the goodies that I got in this bag here, it's not a big bag. Some cities will have more stuff, other cities will have less stuff. So it really just depends on your city, your hub master, who they're able to reach out to and get all these freebies sent to them. But every Pelikan Hub, you will for sure get a Pelikan little notebook with some of their paper, as well as the ink of the year. And this year it is Golden Lapis. So every Pelikan Hub, you'll get those two items for sure, because Pelikan is amazing like that, and they have this hub every single year for all Pelikan lovers to gather and just talk fountain pens. So I did not sign up again this year. Like, I forgot to sign up. Like, it's so weird. The sign up time frame is very far from the actual hub, which is, I guess it makes sense. I think the end of the sign up was June, and then the hub happens 2-3 months later. And so I forgot to sign up again, but I reached out to my hub leader, and her name is Joy, and she's just amazing. This is her second year doing it, so she pretty much got everything down and was able to book a lovely venue. We were at the Green Mills Hotel/restaurant building, and that was basically in between St. Paul and Minneapolis, so it's the Twin Cities, and a lovely quiet location. So there wasn't a lot of traffic going on there, so that's nice. And we got a huge room. Basically at these hubs, they have to rent out a space and room for us for the allotted time, which is roughly between 2 to 2.5 hours. And so renting that space, getting food, if your hub decides to give food, all of that ends up being between like $500 to $1,000, depending on how big your space is. And so sometimes some hubs will ask for donations. Other hubs will have a required fee that you might have to pay, but otherwise you're not paying for the Pelikan goodies. You're just paying for the space that is being rented out. Now, if you are fortunate enough to be in a Pelikan Hub that is hosted by some like retailers like Atlas Stationers in Chicago, or I don't know if Pen Boutique hosted the hubs at their store, but basically you're going to need a space large enough to fit the amount of people that is at your hub. And this year in the Minneapolis hub, we had 80 people who signed up. Not all of them attended, and so I was one of the people on the wait list that was able to get one of the freebies. So I'm very happy that I was able to get one of the bottles of Pelikan inks, because Pelikan inks they're not cheap, but they're very high quality. I will say that among all of the inks that I enjoy using, Pelikan, Montblanc, Sailors, and Pilots are one of the top tier inks. Okay, so the Pelikan Hub was pretty awesome. First off, I entered through the hotel area, and then the conference room that we got was huge. It fit like, I don't know, 12 to 15 tables. And then there was another area that was gorgeous. It was this really small little lobby area. And there was a refreshments table, which was a really nice little place, and I was expecting, things to be expensive because, whenever you go to a venue, like a convention, everything is overpriced. But thankfully, the drinks there were just regular price, so thank God. So after I signed in, got my name tag, I went in and found a table, and I found my friend Sam, or I noticed him, and I was like, okay, I'll sit here with you. And so there were other people there that I was that were new to me, and so just sat down. And then one of my viewers came up, and Donna, I think was her name. So hi Donna, if you're watching this. She was just came up to say hi to me, and it was just very lovely exchange of conversation. And then I went to sit down, set up my pens. Well, first off, I only put my Pelikan pens out. Now, it's a Pelikan Hub. You're there to talk about Pelikan pens, but you're not restricted to Pelikan pens. You can bring any pens if you have no Pelikan pens. And so I found that it would be awkward to bring out non-Pelikan pens at first. And so that's what I did. I just put out my Pelikan pens. And then after like the whole introduction by Joy and her husband sharing the PowerPoint that Pelikan made for the hubs to showcase the new pens that were coming out in 2024. However, I've seen all the Pelikan pens already on all the retailers and social media, so none of it was new to me. I was hoping that the slideshow would show us potential pens for 2025, but it did not. If it did, I would have been able to share with you guys and leak these pens for you, but unfortunately, we'll have to wait a couple more months to see what 2025 has to offer for Pelikan. So I'll share some clips here of what the slideshow showed of the pens that are being offered this year, if you don't already know.
Oh, it writes beautiful. You have to be careful. Of course, you get soft. But I actually find the weight very substantial. It's nice. It's definitely heavier.
What's the name? Cecil's, of course. Yeah, I actually met my wife. We lived in those apartments back of what was Powers.
Not allowed to bring up anymore.
Only disassembled it.
Oh, he is a pissed off customer. Yeah, exactly.
Presbyterian.
Yeah. I think that's still where they're...
Meeting at a library.
Okay, I'm Joy Clifford, and I'm your hub master for the evening. And it's going to be a fun evening. We are in a larger space. We have twice as many people, and that's pretty exciting. And let me just tell you a little bit about what we're going to do here. We do have a free evening where we just socialize. It's a social for all of us, pen enthusiasts. The very first thing that we do this evening is take our picture, because people are coming and going and doing all kinds of stuff, and so we try to get as many people as we have here. And we're going to take our picture over by the banner over there. And then we're going to come back in. The food will be out about 7 o'clock. Be sure you grab your bag, your swag bag in the back over there. And after we're done taking the picture, and while you all are getting the food and drink and socializing and that kind of thing, I'm going to take down the banner and put it on that table, and it would be great if we could all sign it. There's markers over there, and we're just going to try to sign it, okay?
So what we have out here now is a Pelikan 200 gold Lapis, and it looks like the barrel is transparent. It's a piston filler. We have gold appointments on the nib and the clip, and also, of course, the Pelikan on the finial. Also, in this picture, you'll see the ink that's in your swag bags. I'm really excited about this. I'm hoping that it really comes through because it's my favorite color and it's got sparklies in it. Yeah. Next one is I haven't seen anything on the web yet for this one. What they're calling it is Suveron 670. It's a warm gray. Yeah. Okay. Looks like it has an ink window, all whited out, and then it blacked out all the finial, nib, and flip. And it is in the size of a M600. This is a pretty one. I have a feeling that this one's going to go quick, but Suveron 800, cream blue. I'm sure that there's a 18 karat nib on this. Looks like the same Pelikan nib styling, and has gold appointments to it. So clip and all the brass works are gold. And of course it has the Pelikan on the video. Okay.
Whoa.
So I took some notes on this one. Okay. This is called the Pelikan M910 Toledo. It has the artistry of Damascening, portraying a Damascus theme from Egypt on the barrel. The design is etched into the sleeve, then filigree details are sketched in by hand. The surface is then coated in palladium. It comes in a piano lacquered box. And I think it's a limited edition, but they didn't say how many. No. The M1000 Raiden Black Infinity. This is going to go quick. There are 400 of these pens. The process is a Raiden process using colorful coral abalone seashells, green mother of pearl shells, smothered into the surface. Then using Urushi lacquer with sprinkled fine sterling powder for a silver sparkle. This is definitely one of those pens that you probably keep in the box and ink once. So this is probably one of those pens you keep in the box and ink once. Yeah. You did a great job. Yeah. It's gonna look real pretty.
Some of them are really beautiful. Many of them are outside of the price range I'm willing to pay for. But thankfully for me, none of them kind of speak to me anyways. So my wallet is safe from Pelikan for the rest of this year. I was able to try out a few people's Pelikan pens, and I tried my friend Sam's Pelikan M800 Brown Black. I have tried it before at the Chicago Pen Show. I saw it at the San Francisco Pen Show. I didn't try it there, but I wrote with his, and I was like, this feels so good. The M800 feels so good in my hand. It does feel, it's thinner than a Leonardo Memento Zero, which I love, but it's longer. And so it feels really good to write with an M800 unposted. And so I was like, darn it, I still want this pen. I was hoping to like scrape it out of my wish list, but it's still gonna stay in there. If you also have M800 Brown Black on your wish list, let me know. But I do feel like that one looks really classic. It's not over the top, and so I do still want that in my collection. As far as an M800 goes, I don't plan to collect multiple M800s, or like, you know, like too many, because they are like $500 and up. Let's see. Yeah, and then the Toledos are Pelikan pens that I'm not really accustomed or used to. You know, like we know about the M200, 400 600, 800, and 1000s. But the Toledos are, you know, on a level of their own. They are lovely, and the pen bodies are like made with intricate designs that are kind of like etched in to the metal. So it also feels really weird to use because like you can feel the really tiny bits of designs as on your hands as you're like holding it. So in that regard, I don't think I would, you know, enjoy using one. I love looking at them, but they're not the most like comfy in your hands because of the way the art is created on the barrel. So the Toledos, you know, with that in mind, it's also more expensive. And then the M1000s are usually the pens that they use for Rodden, and those are obviously between 2,000 and 4,000. So like, it's not a pen I would just instantly put in my cart. After, you know, that slideshow, we were able to go get some food and just chit chat with the people at our table. I know it's a social event, so if you're antisocial or introverted, it might be difficult to like move from table to table. But me being a YouTuber, I have to make videos, and so I kind of, you know, as an introvert, I have learned to get past all those nerves and just nonchalantly take videos because I'm doing this for you guys, and as well as, you know, just for myself as being part of the experience. So I took some videos and then chat with the folks at my table, got to know each other's Instagrams, followed each other, and checked out each other's pens. And at that point, after the slideshow and the food, I took out the rest of my pens. And so I brought some of my favorite pens. I brought my Visconti, let me see. I brought my Visconti Homo sapiens Bronze Age, which everybody loved. I think a lot of people there did not have a Homo sapiens, and so it was really, really awesome to just be able to like say, hey, yeah, of course, go ahead and feel the pen. I think that the Homo sapiens Bronze Age is just such a classic pen, regardless and despite Visconti's issues with nib in the past. They, you know, every single fountain pen brand has quality control issues from time to time, and you know, Visconti just has a really, really bad history of it. However, the Bronze Age has and always will be a very iconic pen because of the material that it's made out of. It's a very, very unique pen, and when it writes well, it writes really, really well. So it was not a surprise that everybody wanted to take a look at the Bronze Age, and I'm just so happy I have one. I know I'm just talking so much about my Homo sapiens when this is a Pelikan Hub show, but I think that the great thing about the Pelikan Hub is that it's just a place for everybody to just talk pens and share your favorite fountain pens with each other, because while you may love Pelikans, you also love other brands too. And people who are in the fountain pen community have love for multiple brands, and it's totally okay to share your other pens at the Pelikan Hub. So a lot of people picked up my Visconti and they were just really happy, and that they got a chance to even touch a Visconti Homo sapiens. So I was just really touched and happy to know that I was able to do that for people. And then I also shared this lovely case, which is just my favorite case to just display on my desk, and shared with people my Leonardos, my Aurora, my sailors. I brought like 6 of my sailors. I'm like, yes, I'm a sailor lover, I'm a Leonardo lover before anything else, even though I do love Pelikan too. Yeah, it's just really fun, you know, the second half of the hub to just really chat with everybody and check out all of their pens. And then, as I was walking around to other tables to check out everyone's pens and chat with them about their pens, I met this guy who has 21 Leonardos. And I'm like, okay, you got me beat. I didn't think I would meet somebody locally who had more Leonardo pens than me. But I did, and that's okay because that just means I have found another Leonardo friend. So he has 21 pens from Leonardo. I have 18. And then I walked to other tables, and lo and behold, I walked up to a random gal there, and I was like, "Ooh, let me take a look at your pens." And I was really intrigued with her fiery Magna Carta, and I really love like a fiery look in a pen. I have a few red pens that kind of are similar, but this one was absolutely gorgeous, and I picked it up, asked if I could, check it out, and then she asked me, "Are you in Simone's server?" And I'm like, "Yes, I am." And so, yes, Kelly, hello. So yes, yeah, it was like, I think, so Kelly and we talked about meeting each other at the Chicago Pen Show, but we missed each other there, and now we finally met each other at the Pelikan Hub. So it's just really great being able to meet people who you touched base with online and figure out that, oh, we're like close to each other, and now we can meet each other in person and talk pens, share pens. It's a great venue for that. So thank you so much to Pelikan for always doing this every single year for us. I mean, I know that it's us, the community, that actually organize it, but Pelikan sends us these products to create this space for us fountain pen lovers to gather together. So it's I don't think any other pen brand does something similar to this, especially not Montblanc. If you haven't watched the Montblanc video by Penboy Roy, he talks about how Montblanc does not engage with the community. Yeah, and I agree, but Pelikan does, and Pelikan is amazing for that. Anyways, this video again is not about bashing other brands or talking about other brands, but just in general that it's a fountain pen hobby and passion, and that we all get together and share our pens and our joy for fountain pens. So let's take a look at what I got, shall we? So let's turn the camera over so that you can see everything that I was able to get there, and we'll take a look at the ink as well. All right, so I was able to get all these goodies, and it's not a lot, but it's it's still amazing. And our location, or Minneapolis Pelikan Hub, is usually at the wet paint location, but because we had so many people this year, we had to move to a different place. Let's see. Well, I think it's fountain pen friendly. Let's see. And it is ruled. Let me just test. And here's a new pen. This is the new pen that I just recently bought. I'll do a video on this, but here's a sneak preview. Let's see. There's no feathering, and very, very minimal ghosting. So yeah, I think this is fountain pen friendly paper from the wet paint. That's awesome. And I believe the brand is Robon. Pelikan also gives you this large notepad as well. It's another notepad because, like you can see there, you can just rip them out. So you can jot down quick notes. This is very, very smooth fountain pen paper from Pelikan. I would say that it's too smooth for my personal taste. But it is very nice. Yes, it's smooth and quite coated. I actually really like it, huh? All right, I take back my take back what I said. It's smooth, but it doesn't feel like it's extra smooth. That felt really good, but that was just my Esterbrook pen. I'm not sure if other pens will feel that great on here, but I like this paper. Really, really lovely paper, Pelikan. And then I also grabbed 3 free inks, as well as the golden lapis ink. This, oh, so beautiful. I think that this blue and the gold colors, they look just so lovely together. Very vintage but modern looking. I love it. So golden lapis is absolutely beautiful. Let me just talk about this one quickly before we dive into the inks. So we got little freebies at our Pelikan Hub. Your Pelikan Hub might have different freebies for raffling, and you also might have, or you may not have, access to like gift cards. Our Pelikan Hub in Minneapolis had a $50 gift card to Endless Pens. My friend from Washington, the state, I think Seattle was the hub in Washington, and they had a $100 gift card to Pen Realm. So it really just, I think, depends on your hub master and who they're able to reach out to get freebies for the Pelikan Hub. This was the freebie I got. I won this one. It was one of the first prizes during the raffle, and I really, I thought it was super, super cute. And I think this fits into my little Ane pouch that I made in my previous video, or that I used in my previous video, and I can just put one of these notebooks into my little Ane. Oh, it's lovely dot gridded paper. And this is, oh, it was also donated by the Wet Paint. Oh, thank you so much, Wet Paint. I'm going to put Wet Paint's information in the description box, so in case any of you guys who are painters, artists, they also have fountain pen friendly things there too, so you can also shop from the Wet Paint, which is a local store here in Minneapolis. This is Fabriano paper, which just sounds really luxurious and expensive. Yeah, no feathering, no ghosting, no bleed through. Yeah, this is great paper. Super, super nice and cute. Let me see. Look at that. Oh, it fits perfectly. That's awesome. And then I do want to put my towels out here on the outside. So, that is awesome. And then there's a peach colored one, like a peachy pink, orange, and then a darker plum purple. Oh, so lovely. I love colors, so this is kind of like, it was a perfect little freebie gift for me. So the ink samples that I got were Roaring Klingner's Alt Gold Grün, which I see a lot of people use and talk about, and they rave about it. I see now why people rave about it. I also got Diamant Eau de Nil, which is a very deep turquoise. I first saw this in my friend Rue from Rue on Paper. He does these like ink swatch videos of like ink color families, and Eau de Nil was one of the ones that I was like, I have to try that one. So I was really amazed that this one showed up at the Pelikan Hub. And then Diamine Ancient Copper. Everyone raves about this one too, but I don't even have it, and I don't know why. But now I got a free sample, and again, I see why people love it so much. Here is Roaring Klingner's Alt Gold Grün. It is a lovely, lovely, like, mossy green. Kind of gives me the same vibes as Chiku Rin, which is bamboo from Pilot Iroshizuku, but I do see a little bit more like brown and gold undertones in Roaring Cleaner. And Roaring Cleaner is a really interesting shader. Just look at that shading. Like dark green, yellowish green to grass, you know. It's it's a really cool shader. I think I might be using this one very soon. And here is Audunil. It's definitely a bluer than it is green. So to me, Audunil is very, very similar to Pilot Iroshizuku Kujaku, if not identical. I do see some red sheening happening. So yeah, Daimai Audunil or Pilot Iroshizuku Kujaku, either one. If you have one, then you don't need this one, or you don't need the other. Ancient Copper, on the other hand, is so interesting. So the base color is like a coppery orange red, and it has a I don't know if it's a sheen or if it's just a haloing, but it's definitely like a coppery brown black sheening and haloing happening on the wetter parts. I probably won't even get that in my pens that are not so wet anyways. I don't typically like gushing pens. So, but the base color here is absolutely beautiful. I love a very warm terracotta color, and Diamond Ancient Copper is exactly that. Like the base undertone is such a beautiful warm red. Yeah, I think I'm gonna need a full bottle of Ancient Copper now, even though I have so many terracotta inks. Ancient Copper is so beautiful. And these three inks together, absolutely gorgeous. And then the star of the show is the Pelikan Golden Lapis. So this ink is very interesting. When it was drying, the shimmer kind of glimmers between yellow, gold, and green. And so when it's drying, it's very beautiful and very magical. Once it's dried, it's not as pretty as I want it to be, but that's a personal taste. The shimmer, when dry, is very, very yellow. It's not gold, which is sad because it says golden lapis. But to me, in my naked eyes, I see yellow. Pelikan's golden barrel, it actually looks like gold. Golden lapis here, to me, is yellow. And then the base color is a, I think it's like a regular basic blue, maybe cobalt blue, but it's not my favorite blue. So while I am happy that I have a full bottle, because I love Edelstein bottles, or, Pelikan bottles, I don't think I'll be using this ink much. So if you do not have this ink and you weren't able to go to a hub, let me know, DM me. I might be able to send them out to you guys at the cost of shipping. But if you would like a sample of this ink, I would be more than happy to send some samples out, because I don't think I will be using this. It's not a color I love. But who knows? I'll link it first just to really determine that. And if you did go to the hub and you got the Pelikan Edelstein Golden Lapis ink, let me know down in the comments if you love this color and if you've inked it up yet. Alrighty guys, well thank you so much for joining me and just chatting about the Pelikan Hub. I definitely had a wonderful time. Again, I forgot if I told you, this was my very first Pelikan Hub, and I missed last year's Pelikan Hub. But this year I told myself I have to make it for you guys, and just for myself too, and share my experience so that you all can kind of understand what a Pelikan Hub would entail, and let's share some clips of the hubs. And so if you went to a Pelikan Hub this year, 2024, please let me know down in the comments how yours was. What did you guys get? What do you hope for next year's Pelikan Hub? I will read every single one and respond to you guys. So yes, again, thank you so much for joining me today. Remember to leave a like and subscribe to my channel if you're not already subscribed, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!